Hello and welcome. It's indubitably that time for our podcast. My name is Brandon and I'm here with...
What's up, guys? My name's Hugo, bro. We're out here first podcast. You know how it be.
Woo! First podcast of our new channel, our new everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. First podcast. We named it the first arc, and really, it's just we're just gonna take it podcast by podcast, talk about lots of different subjects. We're not just gonna really try to stick to one thing. We're gonna keep it a huge variety of what we're gonna be talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're also gonna have special guests on. If you guys want to be on the show, just let us know. We're actually gonna make a Twitter handle. I think I already made the Twitter handle, and it's gonna be same thing of our podcast, the first arc. On what do you call it? We'll give a little bit, and we'll actually start off with actually giving an intro about us, like why me and Hugo started this, and just a little personal taste, a little taste of our lives and why we started this.
Shout out Coach P.
So I'll actually give Hugo the first.
Oh yeah, so for me, I do work in journalism. I want to start merging more into the media, and I see a podcast as a perfect way to be able to share my views on certain things. Many people who know me know I'm a big sports fan. That is one of the reasons I got into journalism. That's why I'm trying to do sports journalism. But now I'm trying to move more into the media. So, a podcast like this really fits right down my alley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I heard that you were also on your friend's podcast recently.
My friend Jesus Cano, very well-known sports journalist from around our area. If you guys want to go peep out his podcast, it's On the Record with Jesus Cano. I'll leave the link down to my first podcast, down to wherever you guys are listening to it, whether it be YouTube, SoundCloud, or wherever else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also, we're actually gonna have him on the podcast sometime in the future, so that'll be a really good, get a little bit good view on him and all that.
Yeah, people who know him, a lot of people know him for his work, but not a lot of people know him. So we want to give him that opportunity to let himself shine, let everyone get an insight into Jesus Cano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And check that out anytime. In the future. And, and then I'll actually go a little bit into myself. My name is Brandon, obviously. And I'm actually 21 years old, I think. And we live in the Bay Area, California, the Silicon Valley. Oh,
start of the hyphy movement.
Oh yeah, all that Mac Dre stuff and all the hyphy. All that hyphy movement.
even though hyphy movement's dead, but
we live out here. Actually, and then for this podcast, I actually wanted to start this podcast with Hugo because I'll just work on my communication skills and actually burst my bubble a little bit because I tend to be a little bit of a shy person. Very quiet of myself. People know me, but like once people get to know me a little bit more, I'm a little bit crazy, wild, very sociable person. But the first time you meet me, I'm kind of like a little awkward and a little shy because that's how I've always been. And
like an onion.
Yeah, it's just
layer by layer.
Once you get into the layer, you can't go back.
You start crying.
Yeah, definitely. And for my major, actually, I'm going into medical field and hopefully be saving people's lives, and that'll be very, very inspirational for everyone. Yeah. Hopefully, and inspirational for my family.
You save my life.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'll save your life. Because we gotta keep this podcast going. Because we gotta, give out this entertainment.
You feel me?
Hell yeah. And then let's actually. Guess what, y'all?
Hold on, before we keep moving on, real quick. We are gonna have our Twitter handle and everything down in the description below. So if you guys want to have any of your questions answered, like if you guys have a certain issue you guys want to talk about, or if you have any questions just in general, any random bollocks you guys want to talk about, go ahead and send it in. That's what that's what we're here for. If you guys want to know like what we think of anything, it's all good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And if you like I said again, if you want to be on the podcast, just let us know. You can DM us, or we'll probably put like an email of our thing, and then you can be on the show. Just let us know. And then what Hugo was saying, if you any topics, anything like that, articles, whatever. We'll give our views on that, and we're very open-minded people, and hopefully if you get offended or anything like that, we're not trying to offend anybody. We're just giving out our opinions, So yeah, and any positive criticism is if you guys want to give us anything like that for our first episode, and give us tips on podcasts, like how we can better ourselves or something like that.
But yeah. All right. So now to introduce our guest for
All
the
right.
very first inaugural podcast.
Yeah, definitely. And let's kick it off.
Yeah, our friend Gerson.
What's up, y'all?
So, go ahead. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, you feel me? My name's Gerson. You feel me? I'm from the Bay Area. Man, Hugo and Brandon actually told me, they were like, "Hey, we're doing a podcast. You want to be on it?" And you feel me? I support my people, so you feel me? I had to show them a little bit of support. Feel me? I had to let them know what's up. You feel me? Because if I'm eating, bro, everybody eating.
For sure, man. For sure. So, you're not really used to this kind of stuff, right? Working in the media or having to talk out loud.
Nah, not really. I'm very antisocial in a way. I don't really be talking to people except only the people I know. Feel me?
So kind of like Brandon in a way where you guys don't really want to express yourselves, but when someone does get to know you, you do kind of tend to open up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very at work when I only help customers. I don't really make connections with them. Same thing at school. I don't really be talking to people like that. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, then that sucks.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually want to ask you, what are you actually pursuing? Are you pursuing anything? What is your major?
Man, see, I always want to get into criminology because, I want to be strapped at all times, you know what I'm saying?
You're finna be an op, yeah.
Yeah, come on now. But now, you feel me, I had to change of course. I'm trying to get into the medical field, I can make a little bit more, cheddar.
But you ain't talking about Mickey Mouse, huh?
Nah, I ain't talking about no Mickey Mouse, so you feel me? But yeah, I'm trying to get into that right now. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to school right now, so hopefully that works out. And you feel me? I get my degrees.
Is it a hard change going from criminal justice to something type of the medical field?
It was mainly because you feel me. I didn't straight out of high school. I went to school for maybe 2 semesters, maybe a year or two, and then I just stopped going. But now I just got back into it. And yeah, it's a change because it's 2 different, totally different, subjects. So, it's a little hard, but you feel me? I'll get it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You'll be able to get it for sure. All the terminology and all the medical stuff, it's very, very very intense, on the brain, and you'll memorize it.
Oh yeah, but you don't give your brain an aneurysm. So what made you want to go back to school? Was there any change of motivation, or was there someone that?
Yeah, man. Usually where I'm from, there's a lot of people that don't go to school, don't really do much, but I kind of want to do a little bit different. I kind of wanted to put myself out there. You feel me? My mom, she's like a lot of Latino families. She was an immigrant. She came here.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? She took me with her when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel me? I'm trying to support my mama and all of that. All that good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, bro.
Yeah.
So you're a DACA recipient?
Nah.
Oh, but you lacking.
Nah, man. I don't know exactly. I'm a real citizen now, so you feel me? If anybody listen to this, any ops listen to you already know. Y'all know where I stay at.
So shit, man. So where do you work at now?
Man, I'm currently hired, at the Zone. You feel me? AutoZone.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, you already know, man. But yeah, it's cool there. I've been working there for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
So how's your experience so far in the AutoZone?
Or in the retail business in general?
Man, yeah, AutoZone is retail, so you feel me? I've been working retail damn near my whole life. I started my first job I was helping my uncle. You already know how it is. I was helping my uncle. Doing car stuff and whatnot. No illegal shit though. You feel me? And After that, I think I started working at DD's Discount. If any of y'all know what that is.
Oh, bro, if you
and
know,
I was working loss prevention too, so you already know what's up.
shit, bro. All I'm gonna say, bro, if you know what DD discount is, you with it, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man, that's where the real goons go. You feel me?
Yeah, you knee deep in that.
Dude, bro, it's crazy there too. I used to be loss prevention, so kind of like security, bro. But like, to be honest, like people stole them. I mean, you feel me? They weren't taking my money, so I really didn't care, to be honest. Like I saw this one dude, bro. Like he was walking down the aisle, and he shoved like 5 pairs of socks in his jacket. And I went up to the dude, and I was like, each pair of socks is like 50 cents, right? And he kind of just looked at me. And we were just like standing there hella awkwardly. Like I was like, bro, so you finna take him out or what? Because we're gonna have a problem.
Shit, bro.
But yeah, man, retail is I got a lot of stories when it comes to retail, man. I'm pretty sure you guys do too.
Oh no, definitely, yeah. My first job actually was at an amusement park, a child amusement park. It's called Small World Park. It's like they had like little rides here and there, and like parents would take like their children like to like the Ferris wheel, the carousel, or some stuff like that. And it's like it's crazy. It's just like the parents would get like very angry at us, like if one ride were to go down, or like especially this one ride, this whale ride, because your child had to be under like 48 inches or something like that, or lower, for the to get on the ride. To get on the ride, and there would be kids that are way over 48 inches and taller, and then their parents would go absurd, and they do just like yell at us and be like, "Oh, I'll tell your manager to come, blah blah blah," and we just stand there and be like, "Okay." That's it.
Like, shit, bro. My manager knows.
Like my manager knows about that. Like it's like exactly. And then my second job that I'm currently working at is Home Depot.
The Depot.
The Depot.
That orange apron.
Yeah, the orange like myapron.com. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy customers there too. A lot of older folk that get mad at the younger generation for not knowing anything.
Damn, bro. What's one of the craziest things you've had happen at the Depot? Because I know you said you get a lot of older folk, right? That usually what happens is when you see someone of older generations or above it generations, they really look at us younger people, and then they're like, "Hey, bro, these people don't know nothing." They're like, they have this fucking common mindset thinking about that just because they're older, they know more.
Especially at the Home Depot, it's very a lot of that interaction with customers. A lot of older folk that come to us, new generation or like newer, or younger adults, they'll just brush you off, or they'll go to another associate who looks older and knows a little bit more experience. I had this one customer, actually I work in the paint department, and I had this one customer where he literally came up to the paint desk and was like, "I want white paint for exterior, just exterior white paint." And so I was like, "Okay, do you know what sheen?" And basically a sheen is how shiny did you want it. And he was just like, "No, I just want white paint exterior." And I was like, "Okay, but do you know the sheen?" And he continued to and then he raised his voice and he was like, "I want white paint with exterior." And I was like, "Okay, sir, but what sheen would you like? What shine would you like for your paint?" And then he actually like screamed on top of his lungs and was like, "I want white paint exterior." And this ticked me off, and I just like went to the where we keep all our paints, and I just grabbed one of the randomest like sheens. I think it was like a flat or like some kind of like semi or like a gloss, and I just gave it to the customer. I was like, "There's your white paint. Have a good day." That's it. And it just gets really crazy. And yeah, Home Depot is, man, a lot of interesting characters there. I know that Hugh actually used to work at the Home Depot.
Shit,
Can you-
man.
How was that
Yeah,
going
bro.
for
You know, I used to work at retail too. I worked at Home Depot. Worked at Valvoline. It's an oil change. That's kind of retail, kind of. But I don't even know what's kind of go as that. But you know, I had a lot of stupid ass people there too. I used to work at Kmart too. So you know, a lot of my jobs had to do with customer interaction. I'm glad that where I'm at now, I don't got to deal with none of that. You know, I don't deal with no customers or nothing. I'll be on my lonely. It's just how I like it. But you know, I used to have to deal with a lot of customer interaction. You know, one on one, and you know, as me as a person, I really don't like dealing with people that are very heavy headed. That won't like if I'm talking to a brick wall, bro, I'm just gonna walk away. So if I'm trying to explain something to you and you're just basically what happened with you, what happened with your story, I would have just walked away.
Yeah.
Just been like, bro, you go somewhere else, bro. What the fuck?
Definitely. Yeah.
No, but shit, I say one of the craziest things we had is this lady when I used to work at Kmart. What you used to have there is all the guys that would work there would be porters. Basically, they do all the heavy lifting around the store. Someone needed something heavy, so this lady, she bought a fridge, right, whole ass fridge. She made me carry it with a little dolly. She made me carry it outside, bro, to her Prius. A Prius. and then she's like, "This is my car," and I thought she was bullshitting me. I thought she was gonna bring it. I was like, "Okay, do you have someone coming in with a truck or something?" She's like, "No, I want to make it fit in here." And I told her, "You Jaws," and I was like, "That's no way. That's gonna fit." She's like, "Well, I mean, if we open the trunk and we can kind of stuff it in there." I said, "You see me, right? I'm only one person. I can't lift up this big ass fridge on my own."
My
She's like, "Well, I
God.
mean, you can try." And I said, "No." So I put that back in the store and she returned it. It was like $800 fridge, bro. I was like, "You tripping?" Thing is going.
$800 fridge? Did you buy like a Samsung, one of those like Samsung fridges
Yeah,
where you
one
can
of those-
like what do you call it? One of those
I was like
the touchpads and all this stuff.
yeah,
on
because
it?
I mean, at that time I came out, you know, we didn't have a big selection, but we had hella you know, as you know, that Kmart's closed now because you know the Sears Corporation went to shit, and you know, it's all the stores are closing. But at that time there, we had a lot of good. That's when it wasn't all the stores weren't closing yet, so we had a lot of good inventory. But yeah, and she returned that, and I was like, "Shit, bro, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I ain't gonna carry one fridge on my own. I'm gonna break my back." You know? But yeah, you know, that's just one of the. I mean, of course, anyone that works in retail we can stay here for hours and hours telling endless stories about
Oh my
retail.
God,
You know,
yeah, definitely.
as many people who work in retail can relate to that. But
Yeah, definitely. And Gerson, do you have any stories about when you worked at Dick's? Any one good story when you worked there?
Man. Right now, but I'm trying to remember. There was this one funny story though. It doesn't have to do with a customer, but it had to do with a coworker of mine. Y'all know Armando, right?
Yeah.
Man, tell me why. It was Armando's like. It was like his second day. It was like his second day here.
do you have the address?
And I think he was coming down and he was trying to. I was teaching him how to do everything.
What
all
department
that
did you
stuff.
work in?
I worked in the shoe department. So, but back then, like I remember Dick's, like it would be kind of like where you had to like pick the shoe yourself, and the boxes were there, so you got to pick. But when I got hired, they changed everything and they made it look kind of like a Foot Locker, where all the shoes are in the back,
That's some bullshit.
and we had to get it. You feel me? And it was honestly an easy job, but I remember Mondo, like the phones were ringing. And I told Mondo, I was like, "Mondo, go pick up the phone." And Mondo looked at me and he's like, "I don't know how." I looked at him, I was like, "Bro, you don't know how to pick up a phone, man? Like, come on." But shout out to Mondo. If he listens to this, I mean, he most likely will because, he's a homie.
Yeah. So, as you know, since we're all close friends, we all get together a lot. We play mostly, since we all live really busy lives, we mostly get together on PlayStation, on a party network. And see, the thing is, recently, Apex has come out, one of the most recent game in the line of a lot of battle royale games. People are like really hopping on those. Call of Duty got onto that with Blackout. A lot of battle royale games are coming on, but recently we've been having this debate: Apex versus Fortnite. Fortnite in my opinion, Fortnite died out for a couple months, but it went low and it looked like it was just gonna be given up. It looked like a lot of other games, but recently. We've been playing Apex, me and Brandon, right?
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Apex. Actually, like all our friends before, we actually used to play Fortnite a lot, and we would actually like stay up very late at night, probably like
Until 2 a.m.
till like 2 a.m. just like one more dub, or like if we haven't gotten a win that night, we'd be like one more, just play one more, and then we'll call it a night. Just that one win, and we stay up till like 2 a.m. Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Gerson can like say like he can attest to that. Just like so many, just like
It's
it's just crazy.
hours logged into that game.
I know mostly all of us did
Yeah.
from like season
3,
season
season 3.
Two. We started playing season. I
2.
feel like we started playing season 2.
2, yeah, that's when we're really
Yeah,
logged
like
in.
back in like, well, for me at least, back in like December of like 2017, I think it was, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's when I started getting on it.
Yeah, but no, we've been on Apex. You know, Apex kind of brings a different style. Well, it kind of copies Black Ops 4 in the terms of like a lot of you can choose between different characters, and each character brings its own set of like.
Each character has like a different like ability and stuff like that, and kind of like Overwatch, kind of
Like I'd say like if Blackout and Overwatch had a baby, that'd basically be it.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah, definitely. And I actually like Apex a little bit more than Fortnite. Well, it's because Fortnite we used to play a lot of it, and I think we just burned out basically. A lot of us burned out actually, but Gerson is actually still an active player in Fortnite, and
I know they got a big update, right? So like
I guess season 8 just came out. Man, I kind of stopped playing Fortnite for a bit too before season 8 came out, because I mean, like I said, Apex came out, so I was giving that a try, and I was playing and stuff like that, and it was, I mean, Apex is a good game. It's good. It's, you know, doesn't require no building. It just kind of, it really requires just aiming and, you know, how you rotate from one place to another. Man, so, but once this update came out, they released a huge update, fixing a lot of bugs, a lot of building bugs, a lot of shooting. And ever since that update came out, man, it feels like a refresher for the game, because, you know, I haven't ran into that many problems. And if I died, it's mainly because I'm stupid and I messed up. So, but I feel like the new update that came out was a good help for, you know, because there was a lot of people in the community complaining, saying that Fortnite, you know, had too many bugs, had too many this and that. So seeing Epic kind of like go into it deeper and kind of fixing everything, like, it was good for them, because once Apex came out, I could have sworn millions of people started playing that instead of Fortnite.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just started playing that, and Apex this, Apex that. At first I had to get used to it, I mean, because once, you know, you play, you know, muscle memory, you know, you play one game, you go to a different game, and you start messing up, and I guess I didn't give it a try like I should have, but no, man, I think Fortnite, you know, with the new update, they added new things to the map. It kind of refreshed the game a little bit, but we'll see where it goes, because, you know, honestly, the game still has a lot of work to go.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that really just shows how much Epic actually care about the game, you know? They're not just like those kind of creators that just release a big hit, for example, like a one-hit single. They shows that they're kind of trying to be in it for the long run, you know? And then I believe, like, probably not just Fortnite, but they'll probably start expanding a little bit soon, even though Fortnite is their main income, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, Gerson, what do you think? You said that they recently came out with a new season, and with new season mean new things, and they released a patch. They released a lot of different. I've played with you a couple times recently. You know, it took me a little bit getting used to get back to Fortnite. But what do you think? Well, they've made a big overhaul to the gameplay, right? They've added a lot of different things. Like, can you tell me what some of them are?
Okay, well, you know, they fixed a couple of bugs. You know, I know there was a lot of people complaining on, you know, building, on shooting. You know, sometimes you would be on specific terrain and they wouldn't shoot, or you wouldn't build. Let me see. So a lot of bugs fixes that they did is, I know when a lot of people try this, a lot of people, like, when it came to clingers, a lot of people were saying like their clingers weren't hitting, but now what they release is now the clinger does cause damage through a wall. depending on where you are or through a floor. They did a lot of improvement with the damage drop off when it comes to ARs, when it comes to whether it's a common M16, whether it's a gold scar. They did a lot of damage drop off, mainly because people were complaining that once you can spray and then the bloom would just constantly hit you, and then next thing you know you're 200 health, and then in like 3 seconds later you're at 20 health. So a lot of people were getting pissed off at that. It was just I think the game they did fix something with the amount of gold and purple items that you got. So I think they call it like legendary and epic items that you would get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They switched a lot of that, so now you don't get as many of those objects or those weapons. And they actually switched it to where you get a lot more common weapons, which kind of balances the game out in a way. Mainly because I feel like Epic tried to make it to seem where you really had to kind of like work for, to get a gold scar, kind of get more aggressive gameplay. Especially with the one thing that they did add that was not in Season 8, but they added it to a patch before that, is where you get health per kill. So you get 50 health every kill you get. So that makes the gameplay a little bit more aggressive. It makes, people want to fight instead of hide all the time. So I think that was a really good thing that they added. Was I think that whole health per kill thing, it's I think it just made the gameplay more fun because it makes you want to be more aggressive. It makes you want to get kills. It makes you want to get better. So I think that was a really, really good thing that they did.
Okay, so yeah, that's actually a very interesting point you get there. Like very like health per kill. Like I think Apex doesn't do that, right? I don't believe them.
Well, it depends, because some of the as you know, for Apex you can get like different items. Like for example, you can get armor, backpacks, things like that. So for example, I know one of the perks that it has is one of them, like these are like different tiers, kind of like tiers of items. You can get like a regular backpack, a blue backpack, purple backpack, gold backpack, with gold being the best. I know one of the tiers, one of the gold perks gives you is if you use a finisher on someone, which is basically what it is you eliminate them when you knock them down. It regenerates all of your shield, so it kind of does have kind of an aspect to that, but not that common,
Yeah, because the finishers it depends, like the finishers, because if you have a whole squad like rushing you, you won't be able to do the finishers.
Yeah, you're just gonna leave them on the floor.
You're just gonna get shot from the back, and then it's over for your team.
But Apex hasn't been out that long, and it already came out with not a major update, but they've added some new stuff in there, right, Brandon?
Yeah, they added a new gun. It's actually called the Havoc. It's an energy weapon, and it's all right. Depending on how you like if you have to get like the mod for it and like the sight and the barrel or something like that, or like some stock on it. It's all right, I guess. Yeah, I'd agree with you guys. It's all right, and also like they fixed like some PS4 issues, like there were like a lot of crashes.
Yeah, it crashed. It randomly kicked us out. Like one time when we were playing with one of our friends, and he got stuck in the air, and he just stayed there. We were like, okay, I guess.
No, yeah, definitely not. Yeah, thank God they actually fixed that in Apex, because that would get annoying. Just randomly just dropped, and also they would just drop.
Yeah. Sorry. The one thing I do see, if Apex does want to remain, as a game for the future where people, want to keep playing it and it doesn't die out, the developers will actually have to put time and effort into perfecting the game to how the community wants it. They have to listen to the people that play it, and they have to listen to their feedback. That's one thing that I have seen Epic do. And that's why Epic still kind of remains somewhat in the game, because the fact that they listen, to professional players that are playing in professional tournaments, or whether it's just a regular Reddit community.
The Ninja?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they just got to really show that they care about the people that play the game, because, I've seen a lot of games that have, that have skyrocketed to the top, and then next thing you know, I've never heard about the game ever.
EA? FIFA?
2K? Big one, 2K. 2K keep all 2K. Man, 2K is
I don't even want to talk about it, bro. No, but I agree. I feel like Epic is probably one of the few game developers that actually does listen to their community, because especially since for a lot of Fortnite players like Ninja, Mystic, they have a big voice in the community. They have all these people that watch them. So if they say something, if they have a big problem with the game, they're gonna voice their opinion as they're allowed to, and Epic Games is gonna listen, because in the end of the day, the players are the ones, since Fortnite's a free game, and at the end of the day, the players are the ones that are funding it by the microtransactions. So that's
and the one thing that makes Fortnite so much different than any other game out there is the building mechanics. No other player versus player game has ever had building mechanics the way Fortnite does, the way they kind of make their game set out to be. The fact that if you see somebody shooting you, you can automatically find cover. It's not like PUBG, it's not like Blackout, it's not like Apex. You know what I mean? It's not like these other battle royale games. Fortnite is the only. I can't think of another game where you can build while somebody's shooting at you.
Minecraft.
Okay. Except Minecraft. Come on now, who really plays Minecraft?
Hey, bro, don't be roasting on Minecraft like that, bro. I'm grinding grave.
Unless you're like 5 years old playing Minecraft, man.
Damn, bro. I guess I'm 5 years old then. No, but
the thing is, sorry for interrupting you, Hugo. The thing is, for like Apex and all these other battle royale games, is that I feel like it feels realistic, kind of, in a way. Like, there's no building or anything like that, which it can get annoying in Fortnite, especially when someone builds like an Eiffel
Tower.
Yeah, like an Eiffel Tower in
yeah.
like 2 seconds, and but that's the thing is, Fortnite is skill too. It's basically like muscle memory, and like your fingers, like how fast you can build, and also, a lot of build battles and stuff like that.
They put a material limit, didn't they?
Yes, they did also. So I remember it used to be like for every material they used to cap it at 1,000 pretty much. Now they only cap it at 500. So that kind of stops players from overbuilding and having way too much material, which, think about it. It actually balances the game out a little bit. So, I personally like it. So, I don't know if other people like it. But I don't see too much of a big deal about it. I still think it makes the game, balanced. Because there was a point where the game was really unbalanced. It was really like, I damn near wanted to stop playing it. But, it is what it is, I'm going to still keep playing it for a bit, see what happens. Maybe another game comes out in the future. I don't know. Maybe I do end up playing Apex. Who knows, man? Who knows?
No, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I feel like Apex, it's more catered, like it's for more like first person. I feel like I have a little bit more control over like my shooting and stuff like that, my aiming. Because Fortnite, sometimes the camera can go all over the place, or like, especially like if you hit a wall, something like that, it will actually like you won't be able to see, or you won't be able to shoot, because the camera is like all over the place, and especially third person kind of like battle royale. It's kind of like difficult, and I feel like Apex is first person, which makes it a little bit more easier, and you actually make your shots count and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. But also, have you guys seen the new Nintendo Direct?
Oh, the Pokemon Direct? Yeah, I seen it. How did you like what they announced for the Pokemon?
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 when you're Chief. I really don't like the new generations. Just as me being an old school hippie, I think after Generation 4, which is Diamond and Pearl, I think that's Generation 4 or the Generation 3?
Generation 4.
Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, that was the last one I actually got really into the whole generation. After I just don't like it, bro. I seen that Pokemon looked like a candle, and I just wanted to delete the whole game. You feel me? So that's that. But I bought Pokemon Let's Go. I'm a big Pokemon fan in general, and I didn't really like Pokemon Let's Go. I didn't like some of the mechanics into it, like kind of like the whole Go aspect of it, like having to move your Switch, motion controls basically.
Yeah, I hated the motion controls, like especially for catching Pokemon. And, like you have to it's kind of like the Safari Zone, like in Pokemon, like the old like where you can throw bait, it'll like stay longer, or like. And if you throw a rock at it, it'll get furious and like run away and something like that. So basically, kind of like those mechanics. But one mechanic I actually do like from Pokemon Let's Go is when you actually find Pokemon. So basically, like in the wild, you actually see where the Pokemon are, and actually like you can catch what you want instead of like older generation like Pokemon games, like the OG ones. You have to go into the wall of grass and it'll just randomly like appear out of nowhere, and you don't know what you're gonna get, and like those chances of getting like a rare Pokemon's pretty low. Definitely.
Actually, I seen this YouTube video. I want to say the guy's name is JR Rose 11. I want to say it's his name. He tested that out. He said you know how you had to go certain areas to find rare Pokemon that have low chances of spawning. He tried it out on both games, on Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Yellow, right?
Yeah. He
went to the same routes looking for the same rare Pokemon, and he found mathematically he spent like I want to say 10, 12 hours trying to do this.
Okay.
He of course he sped up his game. But he found out that actually it's faster to find a lower rate Pokemon in the older generations looking for it randomly.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cause I would assume that it would be the other way around. Like just like you see the actual like Pokemon coming out of it, you'll probably get it, and instead of random.
Yeah,
randomly.
That's what I thought too. But I mean, he proved it. He has the facts, But I mean, this is Pokemon Shield and Sword. I mean, I like it. First canon game for the Switch.
Yeah, first one on the home console because it used to be on the little game, like the Game Boys and 3DS, DS games and stuff like that. But it's actually a first like home console game, so it's actually pretty exciting for like this new generation of it. And Pokemon Sun and Shield is based off the UK. And it's
21 Savage.
21 Savage. We'll probably meet him, the queen and stuff like that.
The governor.
The governor. We'll drink some tea out here. You feel me?
Bro,
spill the tea.
Don't they eat biscuits out there?
Sure, bro. I don't know, baby.
But I'm pretty sure they eat biscuits out there. All you UK people, but y'all weird for eating biscuits.
Sure,
hey, bro, just culture. The culture. Why they probably think like us, like eating like.
Hey, no lie though, bro. My bad, bro. No lie, fish and chips, bro. They be smacked, bro. Oh my god, bro. With some little bit of limon, bro. Oh, I'm telling you, bro. Hey, shout out to UK though.
I think for when they say like if you want like fries or like chips, you just say chips.
Chips.
Yeah, you say chips instead of saying
chips
like
out
fries.
here, man. You thinking they be talking about like hot Cheetos or something.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to you Latina women out there. You hot Cheetos, you feel me?
In the morning.
And in the morning wearing Jordan flights.
Wearing jeans with a skirts.
God, bro, y'all remember those girls wearing camo leggings, bro?
Oh my god.
Shit, bro. I wouldn't.
Bro, if you in your 20s still wearing camo leggings, but you gotta reevaluate your whole life, bro.
Well, no, or that one where they wear the leggings and like the upside down crosses and stuff like that. Oh my god, that was. I felt like I needed like Jesus or something looking at those or something.
Girls were mainly in high school wearing all that stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
But sorry, we went on like a little bit of a tangent there. But so for Pokemon Sword and Shield, yeah, it's based off the UK. It's the Galar region, and it basically looks kind of like the UK and like Scotland like put together almost, and like it's just one big island and like mountains.
Isn't the UK and Scotland the same area? United
Probably.
Kingdom?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like over there, if you say like I'm from the UK or like I'm from Scotland, they get like very like,
Bro, I think it's equivalent saying I'm from North America. I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know geography. Sorry for all you UK Scotland people, because I suck at geography. Well, at least over there, because it's
Sure, but all I'm saying is that game gonna look dope. I'm just glad to have other generation Pokemon in it, because you feel me, I can catch other Pokemons, start my own team. Do you know we're gonna be able to import Pokemon?
Import Pokemon from like other
Sun and Moon?
I believe so. Probably like through like Pokemon Bank or something.
Get my
like
Snorlax in there, bro.
Yeah.
Pokemon Bank?
Yeah, bro.
Y'all got banks for Pokemon?
Bro, take out a loan,
Yeah.
bro.
Hey, shout out Pikachu though.
Yeah, and there's little snippets of new Pokemon, the 3 starters of it. They look okay. They look not bad. I like the water Pokemon actually.
I mean, bro, I always be with water Pokemon. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they have also didn't you say you seen some soccer or like walking into a stadium or something like that?
So the gyms, speculation here. Actually, you actually walk into like the gyms are actually gonna be like soccer stadiums.
Oh, mamas, bro. Old
yeah.
Trafford.
Yeah, like it could be Old Trafford or something like that.
You don't walk into the Etihad gym, but ain't gonna be no one there.
Oh. But yeah, it's gonna be like soccer or football for the other.
Yeah,
for the rest.
For the crip.
For the chips.
The walkers.
Yeah, it's football stadiums, and it looks like you like change into like a uniform, and like there's like a big crowd, and like it's all like, like the lights and stuff like that pointed at you. It's crazy. Like I think it'll actually be a pretty good generation. I don't know. We'll see how more trailers of it come out and the Pokemon they unveil and stuff like that.
Yeah, so speaking about soccer, Champions League is coming up. It returns this week.
Ooh, the champion!
March 5th, I want to say, is Tuesday. Starts on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we've already had the first legs played of the quarterfinal, round of 16, sorry. Who do you guys got?
Man,
First game.
There's a lot of good games. There's a lot of good games, man.
Right.
I'm telling you, you got Real Madrid versus Ajax. I personally think just by looking at it, bro, like Real Madrid's gonna win, but like it'd be lit if Ajax won, man. Like Hugo said earlier, before we started, talking, he said that Ajax actually like they postponed the league match just to get more practice into their game ahead for against Real Madrid. I think that's crazy, man. Because you feel me, it just shows you how much they want to win. I mean, they're only down 2-1. Any possibilities can happen. They get one away goal. They get 2 away goals, man. It's over for Real Madrid. So
well, if they get 1 away goal, they still lose.
You're right. If they still get 1 away goal, they lose, which is kind of crazy.
Because Real Madrid scored 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything in Champions League, man. Nothing's predicted. So I'm just excited to watch the games. Let's see, another good game is gonna be.
I think you forgot Hugo's.
Oh yeah, man. Who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, bro. I'm already gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. I feel like Real Madrid's gonna win just because of the fact that they do have the 2 away goals. You feel me? They have been playing very poorly in La Liga. Bale has not been performing to the player people thought he was going to be. When he first got to Real Madrid, people were saying he's in Ronaldo's shadow. When Ronaldo leaves, he's going to perform. Ronaldo left, he hasn't been performing. There's been lots of reports about him leaving. So I think Bale is supposed to be, the one that takes over after Ronaldo, right? He takes the throne. So far, it's been Vinicius Jr., the 19-year-old kid that's been starting over Bale. So, they play on 2 total different wings. But yeah, I think Real Madrid still has a good opportunity to win. I feel like they're the favorites. Playing at Santiago Bernabeu, a very tough stadium to win in. I feel like they're gonna go on through. What about you, people?
For me, I'm not very very hardcore soccer fan. I'm like unlike you guys, where you guys know a lot more players and like their stats and how they perform like each game and stuff like that. I'm kind of like more like a casual kind of a soccer watcher, but I think from what it's looking like, I'm actually gonna think it's gonna be a tie, and they'll go probably extra time, and probably we'll see. Maybe that's what I'm just throwing out there, because I'm just gonna be. I don't know, but probably Real Madrid will probably win the extra time if was the team Ajax probably scores a goal or something like that. But we'll see.
Also, they play in Spain, so Real Madrid does have a level there.
Oh.
Next game was Spurs versus Dortmund, right?
Yeah.
So Spurs, they did the undeniable. They proved me wrong. They were missing Harry Kane. They had Heung-min Son back because South Korea, they got knocked out the Asia Cups in the group stage, which is something that no one thought was going to happen. But, good news Spurs fan is Heung-min Son, one of their best players, came back early for them. So he's really been in good form. He recently won the London Best Player Awards. He recently gave that to him. So they got him back, but they lost 2 players. They lost Dele Alli during the first leg, and they lost Harry Kane. Harry Kane recently just came back in their previous game against Chelsea. I mean, he didn't score, but he recently just came back. So I don't know. I think just because of that, Spurs are probably gonna see it through, right? They have a 3-0 lead heading into the Dortmund's home. So yeah, I think Spurs might even add a couple goals to the 3-0 lead they already have.
Yeah, I agree, man. I feel like the Spurs are gonna take it. I thought with Harry Kane out, I thought it was gonna be kind of tough for them to score, but man, they were on the scoring rampage that game. It was goal after goal after goal. So I mean, I still feel like they're gonna win, and they're probably gonna move on to quarterfinals. After that, we got Porto and Roma. Roma obviously up one goal because it's 2-1 in aggregate. I see Roma. I see Roma going on. I honestly, even though they're playing in Portugal, I feel like Roma just has a more dominant team in this case.
Yeah. Too. I feel Roma. Well, I mean, that Roma shown they're not a team to be underestimated. You see what happened against Barcelona. Manolas, the Greek god, the Olympian, he came down from the heavens. He scored that goal against Barcelona. I mean, of course, they did get knocked down in the next round, but they're showing they're not a team to be underestimated. You know what I mean? So I think Roma will probably be able to see it through. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I probably agree with you guys. Roma would probably win that round. Not too much. I don't know that much about Roma or Porto, but from what I'm seeing and what the polls they have on Google, then I believe Roma.
Oh, but let's take it to the real game. This is the only game that matters.
For real,
Wednesday.
Man. I love video games, man, but soccer, man, that's my thing.
Real game, bro. PSG
and Man U.
United, first leg, United lost 2-0 and a very horrible showing.
I didn't see no surprise in there, to be honest. I had a feeling PSG was gonna win. So, I mean, even though they have a couple of injuries, they still managed to perform on top, which was at first I saw them maybe tying, but I mean PSG came out on top 2-0. They're going back to Paris, I believe, right?
Yep,
they're going back to Paris for the second leg. We'll see if Man U can kind of go on there and maybe prove themselves that they can come back or they can play under pressure. But I don't see it. I feel like PSG is just gonna maybe score 2 goals. Maybe Man U might sneak one in there. Who knows? I still see PSG going up.
Well, the main thing that changed during the game is at halftime, both Jesse Lingard and Martial, they came off with injuries and they've been out ever since. Lingard, of course, he came on against Liverpool. It was too soon for him. He reintegrated his injury. He made it a lot worse now, so he's gonna be out for longer than he was initially supposed to be. Martial, he's supposed to be able to make that game. That's it's still not really confirmed yet, but he's supposed to be. So far, what I've been seeing is it's 50-50 for him. But he's a player that can really make a difference this season. He's really stepped it up, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, our interim manager. He's really brought a new level to the team, and I feel like those 2 injuries right before halftime it was 0-0 with both teams getting lots of chances. But as soon as those 2 players came off, it was all PSG. They dominated that whole second half. But I feel like going into the game now with a fresh new mindset, not having to see the unexpected curveball, it's going to be a tough game. But I don't know if United can still pull it off just because of the fact that we have a lot of injuries now in the team. Ander Herrera got injured. Juan Mata limped off. So there's a lot of injuries that are plaguing this team right now. So just because of that, I feel like United probably aren't going to be able to make it through, especially playing at the Parc des Princes. So...
Yeah,
as much as I love United, I believe that we are gonna win my heart, but just speaking about it, PSG is probably gonna go through.
I believe the same thing. A player that does have to show out if they do want to make it through is Pogba. He's been the star.
He had a red card.
Oh yeah, he did, huh?
He can't play.
Well, that kind of just says it.
Unfair red card.
All I'm saying
is that he shouldn't even got that red card in the first place.
I totally forgot about that red card, to be honest.
Last minute, bro. He shouldn't even got that in the first place. But
this just shows you that soccer is really unpredictable.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Brandon?
From what I'm looking at and from what I'm hearing, probably PSG. It's probably gonna and the probably Cavani and what was it, Mbappe?
I think Cavani's not going to be playing that game. He's
they're-
injured.
They're both injured.
Just Cavani.
Oh, just Cavani, but Mbappe was gonna be playing.
Mbappe can pull it off.
Yeah, I think he might sneak a little goal in since he's a very young player, 19 years old, I
He's
believe.
talented too, man. He's
Yeah, he won the first World Cup when he was like what 18.
18. He was 18 years old. People think. I mean, I still personally feel like for him to kind of show his dominance as a one of Europe's top players, I feel like he has some quite way to go, mainly because he's still young. You know what I mean? He's probably taking in all the attention. He's in form. He's doing really good, but it'll really show once he goes through a slump, depending on whether if it's an injury, whether if he gets out of form and he's not scoring right. It'll really show how good of a player he is, how he bounces back into being in form like he usually is.
Yeah, you have a good point there. He's yet to face a long-term injury, or he's yet to face a dry spell. He's very young. Usually, with a lot of young players, you see that. You see a dry spell. But with him, you haven't really seen that. He's just been pushing. He just kept it going. But on to the next game. It's Manchester City versus Schalke. So that was a crazy game for whoever kept up with that. 3-2. City came back from a 2-1, 2-0, right?
2-0 deficit.
2-0 deficit, man. That's crazy. I really thought. I mean, of course, being a United fan, I really hate City, and I wanted them to lose. I wanted them to lose. I lost it. So I saw 2-0, and I got very excited. But I don't know. They're heading to Germany now with Schalke carrying. Yeah. They're heading to England.
Yeah, they're heading to England.
Oh, they're heading to England? Sorry about that. And City are carrying 3 away goals. So, if they were to... That means Schalke have to score at least 2.
2 or 1?
2. Because if...
the
way it works, it'd be away goals. So, Schalke have to win the game. Or at least score more away goals.
It's gonna be a tough one for them. But... I feel like since they are playing in England, I still feel like Man City's going to come out on top. But, if Schalke can pull off, 2 goals early and kind of hold down the bus, you feel me? Like, they could come out on top and stun everybody because then that means they go on to, the quarterfinals and then Man City gets eliminated around the 16. We've seen Man City... get eliminated around the 16 before, so... Yeah,
but I think this is a different type of Man City team. This is a Man City team that beat Chelsea 6-0. This is a Man City that narrowly edged out a win this past weekend. This is a Man City team that knows how to grind out games, because the thing is, champions, teams, not every game is going to be a good loss. Mm-hmm. Champions, in my opinion, are made by teams that can edge out that one goal when they're playing bad, that can narrowly edge out that win. So I think City are going to be able to go through. I don't know how far, depending on who they face in the next round, but they'll definitely, in my opinion, they're going to go through. Mm-hmm. Brandon?
Okay. Like you guys were saying, Schalke could probably, like, if they score some goals, it's going to be really tough on Man City. But I believe probably Man City will probably pull through. Just throwing it out there. I think they might pull it through, but who knows? It's going to be a very tough game for them. For both teams, actually.
Next, we got Juventus and Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, another one to everyone is kind of keeping their eyes on. Juve, Cristiano Ronaldo, Champions League, 5 of them.
5.
He surely reminded everyone of that the first game, right?
He sure did, and Atletico's up 2-0. And I believe that Atletico can go on if they hold it down, if they play good defense, and if they can easily get, 1 away goal. It'll put a lot of pressure on Juventus, especially because Juventus is playing at home. They're gonna have like that home field advantage. If Atletico can, get one in there, it's gonna, really lower the morale in the stadium. Anything can happen though. Juventus can come back. Ronaldo can probably show up and score 2 goals. Dybala, they have a lot of talent on that team, especially this year.
Yeah, and one of the other things that really makes this game very uncertain is a lot of reports that came out recently that Maximo Allegri, which is the Juventus coach, he's not going to be there after the season. That's what a lot of reports have been saying, that he's tired of Juventus. He wants a new challenge. So, I mean, if that's a fact, whether we know that or not, we don't know that for certain yet. It's just a lot of reports that are coming out the camp. So that could be another factor that kind of plays into it. The coach not wanting to be at that club anymore could affect the mentality of the players, could affect the mentality of the team. It is something Atletico can take advantage of. But one of the main, I would say, variables here is Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a player that can make something out of nothing. He's a player that wins you games. But I don't think he can do it on his own. This Juve team has been underperforming a lot in the Serie A. They have been grinding out the wins, but that is, my opinion, it's because they play in a bad league. If they were to play somewhere else, those wins, some of the wins they got would have not been able, they wouldn't have been able to get. But, for me, I think I said they're going to be able to see it out. They have Morata, who has scored 2 disallowed goals due to VAR, so he has yet to open his scoring account. But, Morata, they have Diego Costa, who's just a big, mean bully on the field. Anyone tries to get him, he'll just knock him down.
He's ugly too.
Hey, bro, the uglier the player, the better they are. Look at Phil Jones.
Man.
Yeah, so I think.
But yeah, that whole coach change is a very big issue, especially in the Juventus locker room, and it will have more effect on how Juventus are gonna proceed with their locker room, whether with their roster in the near future coming next season. But that's something for a different subject, because they got a game coming up, so I think that's mainly what they're focused on right now.
So yeah, just hearing all this news and all that stuff, I feel like Atletico Madrid might play a very defensive game. Since they're known for being very defensive, I believe like their defense is pretty good, pretty solid. I don't know, I haven't kept up in them in a while, but I feel like they might just let Juventus just go on the offense and just tire them out, and then they'll probably come in and sneak a goal in. And I think Atletico their plan might be do that, but who knows? Juventus can just turn it around, like especially Cristiano Ronaldo, where he can just make goals happen out of nowhere, and you're just like, wow, okay, that happened. So yeah,
he'll probably do a vintage Cristiano Ronaldo and score him off penalties.
Yeah. Score a hat trick of penalties.
So let's move on to the next match.
Bayern versus Liverpool.
Let's go, baby.
Oh boy, Gerson here, a Liverpool fan.
You already know, Liverpool fan. They're tied 0-0, so anything could happen. I honestly feel like Jurgen Klopp has a game plan coming into this game. Liverpool is playing away, so they do kind of have that disadvantage because they're going into Munich, and they're gonna play against a Bayern that I honestly have not seen perform to their expectations, to the ability that they have on the team, especially in the locker rooms. They have a lot of talented players, man. So you feel me? Like, honestly, if all their players were in form, I would see Bayern Munich coming out on top. But to me, I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like Liverpool has been playing good in Champions League. Well, not really in the way, because they barely made it at the group stage. But the thing is, they had all the pressure against them, but they still came out on top. So I feel like maybe this coming up game they're gonna come out on top. I want to say maybe they'll score two away goals. My boy Mane, you feel me? I feel like he's gonna squeeze one in there. Maybe Firmino's gonna squeeze one in there. I don't know about Salah. I feel like Salah in Champions League, like, I haven't feel like I've seen a lot of him in Champions
You mean
League.
Salah in general, bro? Did you see that United game where he was in Shaw's pocket the whole game, bro? They subbed him off.
Yeah.
What have you
seen? I feel like that was one game, though. Come on now. He's been scoring a lot, though, this year. Not as much as last year, but he's still been keeping consistently with his goal scoring.
Yeah, I think Salah. I think he had his shine of a moment, just for a moment, and then he very disappointed Egypt with
the World Cup.
With the World Cup, with his injury.
Yeah.
So I feel like he had a big moment and then just went into a dry spell, and I feel like he hasn't been performing, or I haven't been hearing about him that much like we used to like last year, but we'll see. And I'll let Hugo let his prediction and then I'll do mine last.
Well, Liverpool coming to this game after 5-0 victory over Watford. Virgil van Dijk got a brace. Sadio Mane a brace. David Origi got that going between both of those. But I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but all the assists came from the fullbacks. Hat trick of assists for Trent Alexander-Arnold and 2 assists for Andrew Robertson. So.
Man, those fullbacks are future fullbacks too, man. I feel like, well, right now they're performing real well. I feel like in the future they could be top players in Europe. To be honest, I mean, I feel like they're performing really good. In my place, I mean, if you can get assists from your fullback, then I mean, I'm pretty sure Jurgen Klopp is extremely excited about that, man. If I was Jurgen Klopp, man, I'd be dancing up and down the field.
Yeah, bro. So I think. As much as I hate to say this, Liverpool are probably going to edge out Bayern just because, Liverpool have been enjoying their style of play. And they've been getting those results. They've also been grinding up. They've kept that pressure on Manchester City on top of the table, regaining that top spot. So I think Liverpool are going to go through.
Man, you already know, baby. You already know.
Yeah, I believe probably Liverpool, because
It's most definitely Liverpool.
Because I've seen their performance last year with the Champions League, and they made it all basically to the final with Real Madrid, and I feel like they can possibly they might be able to do it again and hopefully win it, but we'll see. I haven't seen the other teams play, so it might be very hard for them. So we'll see. I think Liverpool.
Yeah, but that's all the games, right?
No, we got one more game, Barca and Leon.
Oh, another big headliner game. Ended 0-0.
Man, you already know, like Hugo said last year, a team that people didn't expect to beat Barca. And Leon, they're not just, they're not a team that doesn't have any talent in their squad. They have a lot of talent in their squad. They have a lot of youngsters in there too. So I feel like, Leon is going to put up a fight, but the one thing is they're playing in Spain. They're playing at Camp Nou. You feel me? I feel like Barca's going to end up coming up on top. They got Suarez is finally scoring again. Suarez was in a really bad dry spell, man. He was not scoring, man. But, he's finally getting in some goals from last game. So we'll see where that kind of leads into. Maybe, it changes his mentality coming into, his confidence coming into this Champions League game. Hopefully score some goals. Hopefully we see Messi perform well. Hopefully we see that defense kind of lock up back there, because I know Barca's defense hasn't been, as solid as, past years. But we'll see where that kind of, heads up into this upcoming match.
Well, Leon are kind of they're like the Dark Knights, I would say, of this Champions League. But earlier in February they did beat PSG at home. They beat them 2-1. And PSG, as we all know, PSG are like the big boys of the league. And no one, they've won the league for who knows how many years. Mm-hmm. But Leon are actually putting a pretty good fight. And it's not that they beat them on a counterattack or they barely edged them out. Leon matched PSG. Leon had 10 shots on target. PSG had 9. 14 shots in total for Leon. PSG had 16, so they were keeping up with them. It's not like they were trying to play defensive counter-attacking football. They were actually keeping up with PSG. But I feel like, this is a 50-50. This is a double-edged sword for Leon, because on one hand, they have the advantage that Barcelona don't have any goals. More importantly, they don't have any away goals. All the away goals that have been get are by Leon. So they have that advantage, so where if they were to score one goal, they can lock up shop, they can set up back and put 11 players back at all times and set it up. But this is the Camp Nou we're talking about. This is an indestructible fortress in recent years that, especially when going up against a team as big as Barcelona, it does add up that pressure. But I think as much as I want Leon to win it, and I really hope I am wrong, I think Barcelona are going to go through.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Peapod.
All right. Yeah, I feel like it's they're both very good teams. Leon, they can pull a Roma, and they might be able to win it. But I feel like Barca, really playing at home, I feel like they'll probably win it. They'll probably win it at home. They won't disappoint, hopefully, because like you guys said, soccer is very unpredictable, and hopefully Barca takes it through. I'm a really Barca fan, being Gerson.
Man, I love Barca, but you for me, Barca was the first team I grew up watching soccer with. You know, back when Puyol was still a youngin. You feel me? Like that. I feel like that player. I think he was just so. You know, he was like a bull. You know what I mean? Like he was very, very willing when it came to defending. Like he would put his body on the line. You know, Ronaldinho. You know, Eto'o when Eto'o used to play back then. You know what I mean? They had a solid team back then. That's when I first started watching soccer. I started falling in love. Zlatan, all of them, man. I don't know if a lot of people know that he even played for Barca because I feel like
he didn't even play. Yeah, he didn't even play. And in his own words, he was like a Fiat 500 in the garage.
Yeah, and what's that other dude? The French dude.
Moussa Dembele?
No.
Ousmane Dembele?
No. From back then,
Thierry Henry?
No. Oh yeah, him too. But he got cancer, bro. What was his name? I think it's like Abdiel or something like that.
I'm not exactly sure, bro.
Okay,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I might be tripping, but I don't know. He was a center back.
He's a center back.
No. He was a wing. He was a winger.
Abdiel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, is that him?
I should, bro. I hope so.
But yeah, no. You grew up watching, and then I believe when I was, I'm gonna say 14, I started
in Peru.
No, it was like 13, 14. I started watching Liverpool, and then I've been loving Liverpool since back then, man.
Right.
So even when they were doing horrible back then, because man, we haven't won a league since like 19.
Since I was born, bro. I've been alive more than they haven't won a fucking title.
Yeah, so maybe this year, you feel me, they're gonna change up. Maybe you feel me, we're gonna get that title over Man City because Man City. They're cool and all, but you feel me, we're Liverpool. We're one club, bro. Man. We're the real team that represents red in this in England. So I don't know about Man U. I don't know why Hugo be liking teams like Man U, but
Granny Grave.
Man, we'll see what happens, man.
Sure, bro. But yeah, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast here. We're kind of reaching our time limit.
Yeah,
so.
We actually went well over an hour, but hey, it's the first episode. We gotta give it a good long,
Get
episode.
A good run out, yeah.
Yeah, and then especially our first guest on here.
Thank my boy Gerson for coming on.
I know.
Man, thank you guys for having me.
Support your locals, you feel me?
You feel me? I had to support my family, you feel me? I see, they asked me, hey, come on their podcast, talk, you feel me? So I'm showing them support, showing them love, you feel me? So, shout out to them for having me on here, feel me?
Yeah. Do you want to shout out anything?
Man, hey, go for nah, man. Man, I don't want to know who any of y'all are, man. I'm tucked. You feel me? I say tucked. I say tucked on Granny Grave. You feel me?
So for the podcast, actually, we're actually gonna try to make it weekly podcast. Try to best that I can. Have special guests as as if they're available or not. But yeah, we'll have that. If you guys want like an hour episode or like 30 minutes, let us know like how long we should keep our podcast. But since this is the first episode, it's a little bit longer. Hopefully you guys stayed with us this whole time. But hey, it's up to you guys. Yeah, and we also have a Twitter handle. It's gonna be the first arc. I think it's the _first_arc.
Yeah,
that's gonna be our Twitter,
and it'll be in the description below. So
yeah, we'll be uploading it on YouTube. We'll be uploading on SoundCloud, and hopefully we'll get on iTunes, or like podcasts and on. Apple Podcasts or something like that. So yeah, so we'll get into that, and then we'll see from there, and then.
And just let us know what you did like, what you didn't like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just give us tips. Just critique our first episode and see how we did well, what we can improve on. But yeah, I think that's everything, and
just stay tuned for next week. Most likely, as it's looking like now, probably have Ciscano on, East County, well-known journalist. So yeah, look out for that. You'll get a peep into his life.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, I think we'll call it an episode here. And yeah, all right, sounds good. All right.
Deuces.
See you guys later.